Hi Math 1, got a new video for you. We're still on the topic of order of operations in the context of geometry type situations. This video is to kind of give you some challenging work with mixed numbers, fractions, decimals, and then just give you some interesting questions that you really didn't have to look at the last time. So, first one we're talking about is actually the bulletin board in my classroom over there. I tried to replicate it as best I could, and as you can see, it's not great, but there's a striped banner. I forgot to write that in here, but think about this as the striped banner. And because it's going to be important for part B of this first example. All right, your bulletin board, which is the outside green marking here, is 1 4/9 meters long by 1 1/8 meters wide. I actually did the measuring, and it's pretty darn close to that. So this is 1 4/9. This is 1 1/8. There you go. And then the navy blue center is 1 1/6 meters by 7/9 of a meter. Okay, so lots of curly braces all around here. Let's just get down to what they're asking us to do. Determine the perimeter of the bulletin board is asking you to determine the green outlined, kind of like the outside of the wood. What would that perimeter be? So the first thing you do is say, for letter A, define perimeter as 2 times length plus 2 times width. 2L plus 2W is the perimeter of any rectangle. So I'm taking double the 1 4/9, and I'm doubling the 1 1/8. After I do that, I add them together. Order of operations states you got to multiply first on both of these, then add the results together. So basically, to take a whole number times a mixed number, you put the whole number over 1 to create a fraction. You turn the mixed number into an improper fraction by multiplying the 1 whole times the denominator 9, so 9, adding the 4 up top, you get 13 over 9. Check out the video on lesson, I think it's 1.3, if you're still confused about mixed numbers to fractions. All right, this one you're going to do the same thing. 2 over 1 times, it's going to be 1 times 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, 9/8. Okay, so then you got 2 times 13 over 1 times 9, that's 26 over 9. Then you're going to have 2 over 1 times 9 over 8, that's going to be, well, we got a cross cancellation first actually. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So it's actually 1 times 9 over 1 times 4. So it ends up being 9/4. So now, what do you got to do to take 26 over 9 and add it to 9/4? Well, you got to find common denominators. And let me just point out one error alert. A lot of times students, they'll just do the cross cancellation when they multiply two fractions, and then they see a 9 here and a 9 up here. They want to take this 9 and cross it out. Here's why it doesn't work. Cross cancellation works with division because multiplication and division are connected. Addition and division are not connected. So you can't do that cross cancellation. You can't say 9 divided by 9 is 1 over 1 because addition is happening, and that's not connected to division the same way multiplication is. If that doesn't make sense, please just find me before school or during class and just say, hey, can you explain that, please? So I'm looking at these two numbers and I'm asking myself, okay, what would both 9 and 4 multiply into? So 9, 18, 27, none of those numbers divide 4. 36, bingo. We need 36 on the bottom of these fractions to make this all work out. So to get 36 for the 9, you take 4 times 9, and then I got to multiply the top by 4 as well. Over here, you got to multiply by 9 to create a 36, so you multiply the top by 9. Not too bad of a calculation, 26 times 4. You can do the work over here. 104. And then 9 times 9 is 81. Once you find your common denominators, add the numerators, the top parts. And let's see, 81 plus 4 is 85, plus 100. So you got 185 over 36, and that would be your perimeter in terms of meters, not meters squared. And really, I need to get some kind of like perspective on what this number is. I mean, we're talking about a perimeter, and that's just a random fraction. Let's at least make it a mixed number. So how many times does 36 go into 185? Well, let's see here. 6 times 30 is 180, but there's 6 extra here. So I'm guessing it's just going to go in 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 15 plus 3 is 18. All right, we got it. It's 5 and 5/36. That 5 leftovers can be just thrown over the fraction as the tail end of the mixed number. There's our answer. All right, the second question is, I'm going to put it over here. They're asking, what is the area of the striped banner? So my striped banner over there is all red, all right, but I kind of put it with little green notches. Basically, they're asking you to say, what's the area of this around the navy blue? So it's this area around the navy blue section. Well, here's what I could do. I could find the area of the outside first, and then subtract the area of the inside. And if I took that blue out of here, all that remains is that striped part. So it's kind of like, take the area of the outer object, or the big one, and subtract the area of the small one. Yeah, so, and they're both rectangles, so they're both going to be length times width, but we're going to be dealing with a different length and a different width for both of them, obviously. So the big one, we've got a 1 4/9 times a 1 1/8. For the small, we have a 1 1/6 times a 7/9. So how do we multiply fractions? Well, we have mixed numbers. Turn them into fractions first. So this was 13 over 9 times 9 over 8. I remember that from the previous example. This one's going to be 7/6 times 7 over 9. I just turned 1 1/6 into 7/6 by multiplying 1 times 6 and then adding 1. Oh, this is a good score right here. 9 divided by 9 is 1 over 1, so this is just going to be 13 divided by 8. This one we're not so lucky. You can't reduce the diagonals, so you just got to multiply straight across. 7 times 7 is 49. 6 times 9 is 54. All right, so 8 and 54 are not nice numbers to try to find the common denominator with. All right, so here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to count multiples of 54 that maybe they'll eventually divide 8. So we know 54 doesn't divide 8. But if I double 54, 108, does that divide 8? No. What if I took 54 times 3? Well, that doesn't divide 8 either because 160 divides 8. So wow, I'm sorry, I didn't pick a great problem here to work through, but I've committed, so we're gonna stick to it. Let's try 54 times 4. Hopefully this will work out, right? So 16, carry the 1, 216. Does 216 divide 8? Well, 8 goes into here twice, and then 7 times here. All right, we got a denominator that they both divide. All right, I told you I made these complex. So 216 is the common denominator we're looking for between these two fractions. All right. I multiplied 54 times 4 to make that happen. So I'm going to do that on the bottom and then on the top. When I was checking to see if 8 actually was also a common number with 216, I got 27. So I'm going to multiply the bottom times 27 and the top times 27. So we've got 13. Wow, this is definitely a doozy. 13 times 27, and then 49 times 4. So this is 36. This is 19. Got it? 196. This would be 21, 91, 6, 2, 351. So if you go right back over here, it was 351 over 216 minus 196 over 215. So 11 minus 6 is 5, and then you got to take 1 away from the 5 here. It's going to go to 14. And then it's 1. So it's 155 over 216 for the striped area, which means it's going to be meters squared. So wow, that one was a handful, okay? I think we need a break from that. We'll come back and try to tackle 2 and 3 on this next video.